Hi, it's Heather with Murray's Home for Wayward Chickens, and I mentioned a few days ago, after we lost the third chicken, that I was going to have our avian vet, the local farm vet, was going to come out and take a look at the flock, give everybody like a quick once over, take a look at the coop, see if there was something that we were missing or that we were overlooking that maybe or that she's treated and is aware of that we're not, as far as why we would lose three chickens. And there is. I told you I would get back to you, and what the vet feels is going on is that it's Coccidia. Normally, Coccidia will come with symptoms of diarrhea, bloody stools, eggs that come with a smear of blood on them. None of those symptoms were shown. She said she's not sure if this is a new strain of Coccidia, but that she's had enough cases of it where, in our case, we were not able to have a necropsy done on the last chicken that passed because the vet wasn't available fast enough for that to be considered a viable necropsy. So ours is not a guarantee, but she has sent chickens that have passed from other flocks that she's trying to treat where they had the same symptoms. Those chickens were sent to Cornell for necropsy and full testing panels, everything. And they came back with very high levels of Coccidia with no symptoms other than chicken gets sick one day, dies the next. Please forgive me. I'm going to have to try to remember everything she told me. I took notes and I can't get them printed for some reason. So I'm going to have to try to remember what she said. And this is important for everybody because it doesn't matter what part of the country you're living in. If everyone has the same weather issues that we're having, you may see the same thing happen. Plus birds, especially with birds flying south and transporting and moving all over the place and migrating, they transfer bacteria, parasites, illness, cross-contamination very easily. So you could see this on the other side of the country. One of the reasons we're seeing it here is similar to last year. Our weather's not very cold right now. It keeps going. It gets cold, then it warms up. Then it gets cold, then it warms up. The poor chickens have to acclimate from summer to fall to winter and prepare for the cold. But when the weather doesn't stay stable, they can't regulate their body temperature, which allows illnesses to set in more easily. What's happening now is that these chickens are showing no symptoms of illness until they're at death's door. So she's going to have us treat them with chloride water, which we keep on hand for Coccidia. She also said she's not really accustomed to treating adult chickens for Coccidia because normally that's a small chicken, baby chicken type thing, but we've had experience with it, so it's not abnormal to have an adult chicken with Coccidia. Now, the other thing is the silkies were younger. We did get two silkies as chicks. They were more of a teenager, adult chick age, but the brown chicken was not. So we have to treat the entire flock with chloride water, but what she wants us to do is supplement their diets with Rooster Booster. Now, Rooster Booster is a supplement that's in a powder form in a plastic jar. I can't show it to you right now because we just finished it last week. We're going to get more. It's at Tractor Supply. Maybe it was $5 to $6. I'm sure it's like $15 now with inflation. Who knows? It's a powder. It's like a yellowish powder. It's just called Rooster Booster. It is safe to give to all the chickens. Doesn't matter if it's a rooster or a hen. You mix like a tablespoon of it in a gallon of water. And the reason is because it has selenium. They need selenium. They need minerals. Now, the polyvisol that we use is vitamins. It doesn't have minerals. So polyvisol will not help in this case, which is why giving the chickens polyvisol may give it a little perk up, but it didn't help. So they can be on Rooster Booster for a week, even 2 weeks, to give them the extra boost of nutrients that they need, because she said what she saw is that the Coccidia is ravaging their GI system. They have no ability to absorb any of their nutrients. So they're hungry and they're eating, but they're not getting any of it because the Coccidia attacks the villi in the large intestine. Rooster Booster is already broken down. It's a processed powder. And it's sent through the small intestine first before it gets to the large intestine where the Coccidia generally tends to be. So the hope is that if you give them the Rooster Booster, they'll at least get some of what they need to keep them alive and going while they're being treated with the chloride water, which will kill the Coccidia. She said it's rampant. So it's probably what our chickens have. It's not an outside parasite. She said our chickens look great. There's no issue with mites or lice. The coop looked good. She said, everybody, feathers are, she said, your chickens are great. Then the next day, one of them is sick and dies. We don't know if this is a new strain of Coccidia, but I want to share it with you and tell you that get the Rooster Booster. You can give them Rooster Booster as a supplement regularly because it's not going to hurt them. It's just minerals and selenium the way they need it anyway. But if they have Coccidia and you don't know it, by the time they get as sick as the chickens that we've shown you have gotten, there is no curing it. Like this, you can't do anything at that point. We gave them antibiotic, but they need cord water. So we're going to treat them with cord water, the whole flock. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I'm going to make a follow-up video in a minute on a couple of other topics. I want to keep them shorter so you guys can watch them and not be stuck listening to me for very long. Mycoplasma treatment's coming up. Ear mites treatment is coming up. So again, if you have questions or comments on Coccidia, Rooster Booster, cord water, please feel free to leave your questions or comments. If you want to hit like or subscribe, we would love it. Pass it around to anybody that you know that has chickens because it's not showing symptoms of Coccidia. It might be a new strain. Thank you.